lived through and what our day jobs demand, we've spent some serious time researching neuroscience. The pattern we keep seeing is the way we think shapes the way we behave. And over time, those behaviors shape our outcomes, often before we even realize we've made a choice.
So in that research of neuroscience, it opened the door to neuroplasticity, habit loops, stress responses, microdecisions, all the brainy stuff that explains why just try harder is a trash strategy. In this lab, we're rewiring habits one experiment at a time.
Welcome to I² Lab.
So my husband was taking a 20-minute poop the other day, which he does a lot with his cell phone, which
He does. Okay, so
I'm sure.
when we go out to eat,
Yes.
he will, just for everybody who's listening, there'll be a point after he does eat that
Yes.
he will just disappear. And we know he's in the bathroom. And it's for at least 10.
20 minutes.
I was going to say 10.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I would say 80% of the time he takes really long bathroom visits with his cell phone.
Bio breaks.
Bio breaks.
As the Europeans call them.
Yes. I mean, you could say maybe he's playing on his phone, but I think he has IBS. And it's...
So 10 minutes is pooping, 10 minutes is phone.
We're being very generous here.
Continue.
Yeah. So he comes out of the bathroom and he's really excited. And he shows me this video that he watched, and it's of Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris is 81 years old. He looks really good.
He can run through walls. We
for
all know
81.
it.
He's amazing. Of course, we grew up with Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of amazing. Obviously, he dyes his hair. It's red. He has a red beard still and red hair. But so he has a supplement, and it's got all this amazing things in it. It's got ashwagandha, collagen. It's got the bovine collagen,
Yeah.
peptides, probiotics. It's strawberry lemonade flavored. It's apparently amazing for joints. So,
Does it have sugar in it? Do you know?
it does not. It has the top of the line pure stevia.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Because there's different grades of stevia.
yes, I did look into that because I hate the taste of fake sugar. And fake sugar does crazy things
To your body.
to my body, to my bowels, as well as I can get rashes as well. So don't like fake sugar, just the taste in general too. But the high grade stevia I approve. So he got really excited about it, and I was like, well, you should get it. Let's give it a try. I'm always very encouraging of him and if
His
he wants-
endeavors.
his endeavors.
The adventures he wants to take.
Yeah, if he wants to try something. So he's going through the checkout process. And he gets to, if you guys have ever bought supplements like that from a 10-minute video, we have bought lots. Yeah, we have at least. And you start to check out. And of course, it's like, buy the supplement now. You only get this deal right now. If you click on it through this video, you get 3 containers now for the price of one.
One-time offer.
One offer only.
Do you decline this now? You will never get it again.
Never. And then once you add that to your cart, you get to this another one-time offer only.
Of course. Only you.
This other offer that's basically saying if you get this additional item, it's going to make that first item even more effective. It was I didn't watch a 10-minute video on that, but it was supposed to be for your gut as well, which Adam obviously has issues with his gut. And of course, we just watched a 10-minute video about how this is supposed to help make your gut and your joints and everything so much better. So I told Adam, I was like, it's really disappointing when you watch a 10-minute video about how this is the best sourced ingredients over the whole wide world. They've done so many studies and so much research, and they've tested it and they've, done it the cheapest marketing and, pricing to get to your door. And they go through the gamut. And then, but they can make it even more effective. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. So I looked at him, and it's really hard for me to say these kinds of things because I don't want to hurt his feelings. But I told him I didn't want it. I didn't think it would be helpful for me because I luckily, knock on wood, I have a pretty healthy gut. No problem. I'm regular. I have no issue. I told him if he wanted to try it, he should. However, I don't think that it's going to help him. I said, I think the best thing that he can do is to lose 100 pounds. And that I love him. And that I think he's handsome and beautiful.
Smart.
Yeah. No matter what weight he is, he's smart. I love him. No matter what weight he is. But if he wants a healthy gut, if he wants to be the best version of himself, he needs to drop 100 pounds. And then if he still has issues, if his body is still not metabolizing right, is still not processing right, is still not able to function well, then he can go into that kind of stuff. And he nodded his head, and he was like, he heard me. He acknowledged it, and he said he heard me, and he said thank you. He said he was okay. I was like, are you okay? With me telling you that? And he said he was cool. He didn't get the extra supplement, which is good.
Okay.
And
that was a one-time deal, though.
I know.
That was hard for him.
Oh, I know. And we not just we love a deal. we love a deal. So he passed it up. And it's funny because he didn't really say anything else. And Lori knows Adam really well, but the rest of the evening passes on like normal. And then he got an attitude at night. Mm. And I didn't realize it until now.
You're talking about?
Until I was talking about
it.
He internalized. And then
it's like, she told me he needed to lose 100 pounds.
He asked if I wanted any popcorn. I think it was like 8:00 at night. And I was like, no snacking for me, is what I said. I was like, thank you, but no snacking for me. And he was like, oh, well, maybe we should just throw away these caramels then. And I was like, yeah, if you're done with them, I could just take him to work. Of course, when he gets really angry with me, I just keep a very calm tone of voice. I'm like, I don't go there with him. I'm like, yeah, I can take him to work. If you're done with them too, I can take him to work and other people can eat them. We got caramels to go with our apples around the holidays. And he was like, yeah, if you're not going to snack, then yeah, I guess you can just take him to work.
No.
And I was like, huh. He's got a little bit of an attitude. And I turned around and I said, you don't have to get mad at me because I'm not snacking. And he was like, and he kind of like straightened his tone and he was like, oh, he's like, I didn't mean to get mad at you. And he like fixed it. But then I realized I think that was him jumping on board.
Do you think, and we have not talked about this before, so this is all as it is. Do you think he feels like he's losing his eating buddy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because he is supportive in me and what I choose to eat. But I mean, we all love to eat. That's
why we're here.
I know, right?
Food's delicious. It's good. It's satiating. Yeah. It's satisfying on so many different levels.
It's the act of eating, I think, not just necessarily what we're eating, but the act of eating too, because he bought some strawberry yogurt. He thought that was good. He ranted longer than I said he did. He brought up he was like, I bought strawberry yogurt because I thought it was healthy, but if you're not going to snack, then I guess that was pointless. And
You can have strawberry yogurt during a mealtime and
you
not
can,
have to snack on
you
it,
can have strawberry yogurt, buddy, if you want strawberry yogurt. Yeah.
but you're not doing it with him. So I
Yeah.
think Adam has always been supportive of you when you're
Yes.
doing any sort of weight loss journey versus not,
Yes.
or just being a little more loose in your
yeah.
what you've planned out.
I will give him all the credit in the world for that.
He doesn't food push you. At least I've never seen it. If he is his own person, and if he wants to order 2 meals when we're out at a restaurant, and I have seen this for those on the other side, it is hilarious, and he is unapologetic about it. It is just he says it. He actually, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
We go to Mama Corolla's a lot together as a foursome. And those who know me in the group know that I love Mama Corolla's. Even some of you have been there with me. So we go there a lot, and he goes to, we order, and then he goes to order. He goes, I always order 2 meals, which he doesn't always.
Well, and he kind of throws his arm in the air too, and he's like, I always order 2 meals. You
like,
gotta get
just
the tone
prepare
right.
yourself for this.
He prepares the waiter to be like, do not walk away after my first order. I always order 2 meals.
And it's usually something he doesn't finish, actually. Like, I mean, sometimes he will, or sometimes you guys will.
Yeah,
You guys will
we
split
split it
that second
sometimes.
meal. It's like a
Yeah.
manicotti in
Yeah.
addition to your roasted
Yeah.
chicken or whatever
Yeah.
you're getting. You can do really well at this Italian restaurant, I promise. I mean, it's like an oxymoron to be able to say, I can stay on plan at an Italian restaurant, but it is I mean, I ate there all through weight loss mode. No issues. Yes, you have to know what to either eat or not eat there, but they don't bat an eye when you go to alter a meal.
Mm-mm.
They bend over backwards to make sure you got what you ordered.
And the waiters have worked there for like 20 years.
Oh,
they're amazing.
The 2 bartenders have been
Yeah.
there over 35
Yeah.
years. This is a place that actually shuts down twice a year so that their employees can all just go on vacation together.
Fun fact, we were going to go there this weekend.
Yeah.
And they are shut down.
This is
For
their
their
holiday
this is
shutdown.
their holiday
They shut
shutdown.
down. The
Yeah.
entire crew takes off. It's a very family-run, wonderful place. Anyways, Mama Corolla's in Broad Ripple, Indiana. It's amazing. So back to Chuck Norris and Adam.
Yeah.
So that being said, I want everyone to understand that he is somebody who has always supported you. And he isn't somebody that would blatantly throw in your face like, I'm eating the pizza and you're
Mm-mm.
not. He just eats it because he's his own person.
Yeah.
But I do think on some level you'll have to at least be cognizant that he's losing his eating buddy on
Yeah.
some level, especially if you are, and we haven't talked about this actually,
Yeah.
what you're planning on doing moving forward. Are you planning on having 2-3 meals a day? Or are you going to do 3 meals and a snack? Some people do that and they do just well on it. What kind of water are you going to take? What are your boundaries with food, if anything? And we can talk about that if you want to or not. But he isn't somebody that, like, you feel like you're doing something wrong around him
Yeah.
if you're eating differently from him. But I think you're right. That might be the last little outburst you get. But he also knows on some level that you don't do this forever.
Mm-hmm. I never have in the past. I mean, it's kind
You'll
of,
go back to something else.
yeah.
And then that will be your time to hang and go and try new places and try new things. One of the biggest things, too, is when you guys go on vacation, a lot of the vacation is centered around eating new
Oh,
places
yeah.
and experiencing places. And
It's-
there's nothing wrong with that.
We like to experience the culture of different places. And to us, it's the food, it's the restaurants, it's the things that we like to try at new places. So, and obviously the museums and stuff too, but
Yeah, you guys totally,
Yeah.
you guys have a lot of other things.
we like that stuff. But yeah, it's definitely, food noise is probably high. Actually, it's probably higher in me than it is in him.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think it is just from the periphery because he hasn't put himself in much of a restriction.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see as we go down this path this time.
Well, and the whole point
Yeah.
of us turning this on is because we were chatting about this, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I think we have to include everybody else in this conversation because it's really important to. I think we all know this on some level, but if you aren't doing all of the basics, there isn't a supplement on earth that is going to right what you are putting into your body. If it isn't at least 80% some sort of whole, clean food where you are tracking the amount of energy you're putting in your body, if you're somebody that needs to track it. Some people don't. Some people don't need to track it because they just have a good sense of this is me and this is full, and they have the triggers. I call them normal people that normal people have. That I don't believe that I'm completely oblivious to the natural triggers that my body has to tell me that I am full, that I have had enough. Like, I just want to keep, if the party has started, we are not stopping this. We're just going to keep on this train because this is fun. This is entertaining. And those cues don't really exist for me, even today. So I have to put boundaries in place so that they're my artificial red flags that I'm sure my body has. Hopefully, as time goes on, I can start to pay more attention to those, and maybe they'll be subtle. But I think those naturally exist in other people where you just see people who are like, yeah, I just ordered this muffin and I just wanted half of it. I'm totally good. It's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Or I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to eat lunch today.
Like in what
That's crazy to me.
universe?
Yeah.
That's the most.
It's lunchtime. I'm going to eat.
And you eat the whole thing.
I don't even think about not eating. It's lunchtime.
It doesn't matter if you're full. We don't quit.
Yeah. We're not quitters.
We're not quitters. So anyways, I think it's really important that we continue to, and that could be for anything. That's obviously supplements. And we do need, I don't want people to hear me say you don't need supplements because that's not the case either.
This Chuck Norris stuff, it could be total. I'm not advocating for it. I'm not.
Well, maybe we'll come back on in a couple months and see.
Maybe. I mean, it could be total crap reviews, but could be great. Could be dog crap. I don't know. But we'll see. There are great supplements out there, but if you're just putting junk right on top of it, it's not going to do anything.
I think this has to do. I think this is. We have to consider this when we're putting any tool in the toolbox. So it could be like, okay, I'm now adding in journaling. It could be anything, but I'm really feeling that it's the GLP-1s as well.
Mm-hmm. That's where my head went when you said tool. I was like, yeah, it's.
I had a lot of different beliefs about it at first when it first came out, but there was a lot I didn't know. So I'm someone who has
a lot that a lot of people didn't know.
True. And it was the way it was being used, and the people who were using it were reporting back something. So I think we knew what we knew then, right? But there is so much more data out about it okay, so if I just back up a second, and we haven't really talked about this very much either.
No, we haven't.
Like when I lost 205 pounds, and a lot of the time, and I was losing the weight, I think when maybe the GLPs were just starting to come out. So of course now I do get a lot of questions of like, oh, okay, so which GLP-1 were you on? Or I will get asked that, or they'll be nice enough to ask me, how did you lose the weight? But I know they're probing to see if I used a GLP-1. And I'm pretty clear, like, look, it was just natural. Like, it was just brute force. I'll say that kind of term. Like, I just head down, blinders on, did the work. And the work being, it was what I was putting in my body, what I was hydrating my body with, what I was doing around sleep. And then I started to do all of the inner work, which in my opinion is probably the hardest part, but one of the most important parts for it to be something that is sustainable, lifelong. So, but now, I mean, there's all kinds of really cool stuff coming out, especially as somebody who's in perimenopause herself. So I'm writing all of my hormones, and I'm working with a doctor to do that. So we're doing regular blood panels, but what does that look like from, my estrogen, my testosterone, my progesterone, and then what does my insulin look like, and what's my A1C, and then there's all of these other inflammation markers that you can actually have that your physician test you for that aren't on a typical physical test, that are really actually kind of the big picture that as women going into your late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, like it really doesn't stop. And there's so much more information coming out about that stuff that the GLPs, we have GLP receptors in our entire body. So, we could do a whole nother podcast on just the GLPs and all of the data out for that. But there's huge information coming out on it just helping with IBS in individuals, that it is helping eliminate some of the brain fog or eliminate insulin resistance, which actually contributes to brain fog and other things in your body not working as optimally as it could or should. But that in and of itself, it is just a tool to help you to get there. If you aren't putting the things in your body that is going to help your body to do the things as optimally as it can, the GLPs aren't going to work for you in the same way that it could if you were doing those kinds of things.
We had a friend that was taking GLP-1s around the same time that you were losing the weight.
Yeah.
And I was losing weight at the same time, but I gained some of it back. She was not eating the right foods.
No.
I remember our health practitioner at work telling her, like, you are not able to eat as much. That's a beautiful thing. There's a restriction there. It does help eliminate that food noise. So it's important that you put the right things in your body. But she has 2 pretty small kids, and her life is hectic, and just like everything. You could say it's excuses, but her life just took her where it took her, and
grabbing a bag of Cheetos, certainly,
or hitting a drive-through, and just ice cream cakes and the hot dogs at baseball games, and it's just she was not eating the right things, and there was a time there where her skin was really pallid, and like it just you could tell that her body was not happy.
No.
Not happy at all. So
it was even in the way she was talking to us.
Yeah.
You and I both were like, she just doesn't have that spark. She doesn't have that same thing that she did. There's something. It's like we were looking at a muted version of her.
Yeah, she was so quick-witted and witty.
Oh my gosh.
And she just wasn't as quick on the uptake anymore. Like she wasn't. Her neurons weren't firing as fast as they probably were. I don't know.
But. And now I'll just say that she is actually maintaining, and she's been maintaining for 2 years.
Yeah, she looks fantastic.
So she's on a maintenance dose, and she is, I don't know exactly, but the little we have talked recently, she is prioritizing protein, which I'm a big believer that if you are going to use GLPs as a tool in your toolbox to help you get to your goal, you have to prioritize protein, and you have to resistance train to mitigate the loss of muscle mass. So the studies show that 40% loss of muscle mass. But what they're not saying with that is any kind of calorie restriction.
Yeah.
I had 40% muscle loss because I had a calorie restriction for over 18 months. Come on. So it's not just the GLP-1s are causing the muscle loss. It is the calorie restriction, which is what you want with it. So you have to give your body everything. You have limited space now because you don't have, the hunger signals aren't what they were. Your leptin and ghrelin, all of those hormones are a little different. So you have to prioritize protein, and you have to prioritize at least some form of resistance training. I'm a big believer in that. And you have to wrap your head around. I'm like, you have to wrap your head around. It cannot do all the heavy lifting for you. Just like the supplements. You have to do the thing. And it can absolutely be used as a tool because it is going to take a lot of the hunger signals away. So you have a window of time to set yourself up with the habits that are going to be there if and when you do stop it. It doesn't mean you have to stop. Maybe you go down to some sort of a microdose as a maintenance plan. There's all kinds of different ways people are navigating maintenance through the GLPs. Some are taking a lower, they kind of whittle down to a lower dose. You certainly want to work with your provider on this if you are taking the GLPs. Some are taking, are backing down to a lower dose. Some of them are taking a dose every 2 weeks. Some are taking a dose once a month, once every 3 weeks. They're just kind of seeing how their bodies are reacting to only introducing those GLPs at different intervals once they've gotten down to a weight. But honestly, that maintenance, that's the secret sauce of this whole thing. So anyways, it is a leg up, I think, for sure. And supplements can be too.
Yeah.
If you use them in the right way and you're stacking it on top of all the other habits that we need.
And not necessarily for weight loss, just general health. I mean,
That
supplements aren't necessarily going to help you lose weight. I guess they could.
That's
but,
true. That's a good
supplements is just for general and overall health. But definitely the GLP ones are a great tool for weight loss.
Yeah. I actually do have some friends who are taking it that isn't for weight loss. They're only doing it to regulate their hormones. It's interesting. But they're working with their provider on that, and that's a specific dose that they're playing around with. Yeah. So there's
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
So it's they're doing some sort of what you would be considered a microdose, which is just below the lowest dose. And of course, there's retatrutide that's going to be coming out soon, which is like the studies on that are wild. So it's a triple agonist. So you've got the GLP, the GIP, and then the glucagon receptor that's hit in that as well, which actually is just telling your body, okay, cool. The hunger is suppressed, of course, same as just a normal Ozempic or GIP and GLP, sorry. But then it has the GIP, and then the glucagon tells the rest of your body to go and burn fat instead of muscle, supposedly. So that's what some of the studies are showing in a nutshell. There's more than what that's saying. Of course, look in the studies yourself. This is just my take on what I'm seeing out there today. I mean, once this is aired or comes out or whatever, there could be new information because that's how fast this stuff is moving. So don't use it as a crutch. Don't let it do all the heavy lifting for you because it's not going to long term. And then make sure you're getting your protein and your resistance training. But doing all of using that time where the mind is a little quieter than it has been to stack the habits that have been hard to be consistent on long term. Because I think that's the hardest part of this whole journey is doing this every single day.
The consistency is key.
And and I talk to my groups a lot about the difference between doing it perfectly and doing it consistently. Those are two completely different things. Being consistent with it does not mean you have to be perfect with it. And I think you'll struggle with this at times because Lindsay's someone who, if she isn't doing it perfectly, it's not that you quit, but you always look back and think, I could have done that better.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I probably shouldn't go here, but if anybody's familiar with Strengths Finders,
that's a good one.
Strengths
Finders, yeah.
Strengths Finder, yeah. The Finder is not plural. Strengths Finder. Achiever is in my top 10, and so is Maximizer. And anytime you have those two strengths, it's pretty dangerous because you are constantly achieving. It's your goal. You definitely want to win and achieve and accomplish things. But your maximizer strength is always wanting to make things better. So you're quickly achieving, but you're constantly wanting to make it better. It's never enough. So those two strengths put together are really dangerous. So,
and for those who don't know what the Strengths Finder is, it's from Gallup Clifton Strengths, and it's an assessment. And
it's a great assessment. I would recommend. It's pretty cheap online. If you go online, I think it's like $49, or it used to be like $49. You can take a cheaper assessment if you just want your top 5.
If anything, it allows you common language to start to talk about some of the things you naturally see coming up in your life, even if you don't believe in any of this. Tell me my strengths. It's actually 34 themes, and it goes into 4 domains. There's executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking. So based on those 34 strengths, it will rank them from your top strength to your lowest strength. And I don't know where my maximizer is. Now I'm curious. My number 1 is learner,
Mm-hmm.
and my relator is in the top 5. And I know yours is too.
My relator is number 1.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
number 1 on the relator.
Yeah.
Which go into that a little bit if you want.
Relator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, relator is very dangerous. So that's the thing with the strengths. I don't know why we're going down this rabbit hole.
That's
but,
okay. We'll bring it back, I promise.
Yeah. So relator is I connect very deeply with other people. A relator typically only has 4 or 5 really close friends. Like I will bury a dead body for somebody. Now the flip side is if you burn my trust, like if you are dead to me.
I will
So,
write you off
yeah, I will-
in 2 seconds.
I can write you off very, very quickly. Now, it takes a lot for me to write you off, though. Positivity is my number 2, so I think that helps some with my relator. But yeah, as an example, woo is another strength.
I think my woo is my lowest. It's my weak. It's my weak. Okay, they don't in Clifton Strengths. They don't talk about weaknesses necessarily. It is just. It kind of is, but
Yeah.
they don't really frame it like that. It's more
Yeah.
like, okay, this just isn't a
Yeah.
high strength of yours.
Yeah. Woo is the life of a party. They they love to meet people, they love to talk to people. So for example, if you really are at a party, Woo will say hi to everybody. They greet everybody, they find out everybody's names, they're telling stories, they're laughing. They're very charismatic. The relator is in the corner having a very deep conversation with somebody.
Yep.
So also very friendly. They're not antisocial. They're still very friendly. They're just, they go much deeper in their friendships and relationships, which is funny because I have a very good friend that is a woo, and it's awesome. And that's the beautiful thing about StrengthsFinder is that when you build teams at work or friendships, when you can find somebody who has an opposite strength of yours, you can definitely leverage that. So this friend of mine that is woo, I just hang out with her.
She's awesome.
And my network is so vast and amazing. And I get to know all of these people when in like reality, I really don't have any desire to flit around and meet these people.
No, it's great because she'll just take all the pictures and
Yeah.
our life is documented if
I
we're
know.
with her. Because I typically don't do a lot of
I don't either.
posting. I should probably do more, but I
I
mean, I'll be.
prefer to live in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
a
know.
big,
I say that, and then like I'll have like I just got back from a New Year's party.
Yeah.
I have 4 pictures of the entire night, and it was a lot of fun.
Hey, that would be good for me. So
And I had to force myself. I'm like, we should take our picture.
yeah.
So I just pulled up our Clifton Strengths,
Oh,
and what they'll do is they'll overlay your strength with others.
Oh, and this is just our
where
top
you
5.
were. This is where you're going, I think.
mhm.
And you could actually build teams based on the Clifton Strengths. So if you know you need an outcome from this one project, and this is probably what strength would benefit that project the most, you would want to place the individuals on the team that are going to bring out the most in others, or if the project itself, depending on the urgency of it. Yeah. So my top is learner. Achiever is.
Yeah. Your
Is that-
your achiever is actually higher than
I
mine.
didn't think that was that high.
So her achiever is number 3 and mine is number 4.
Yeah. So your relator is 1. Then you got positivity, which makes total sense.
I'm always smiling. You guys can't see me right now, but I'm always smiling. It's kind of annoying.
It's kind of annoying because there's sometimes I'll think of it as it's fake. But I know it's not with you. I know she just gave me the stink eye. It's not. I
Yeah.
know it's not because I know you. But I'll also think she's just looking back with rose-colored glasses, but it's just your
Mhm.
positivity.
Yeah.
I do have our full ones. I found them. I just have to find I mean, this is like neither here nor there, but I was gonna. Now I want to know where my maximizer is. I'll have to find it and I'll figure it out. Because I don't think mine's very high, but
That's
it is interesting which ones piggyback on top of each other because
Mhm.
they play in or out. They
Yeah.
they either help or don't
Yeah.
help.
Maybe we do something with StrengthsFinder
We
someday.
need a strengths finder for tools that help you in a weight loss program. These are all of the, if you're doing this, like it's like a it's
Yeah.
like a pyramid
Yeah.
of things like, okay, this, if this is here, then this is here, then this is here. And if all
Yeah.
this is here, then you could get another leg up if you are doing the GLPs
Yeah.
or you are doing hormone replacement
Yeah.
or you are doing this kind of supplement.
And if this is here and this is here, then you're effed.
You're just not making it. It's just
'Cause
going
you're
to be
just-
really hard.
Because we started down this road because you said that I want to be perfect.
Yes.
Where were you going with that?
I don't know. Just that you will look back at things and always
Want to do better.
critique.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If you aren't letting it stop you from moving forward, which I don't see that you typically do.
I used to. In all fairness, in my younger years, I was a very all or nothing type mindset person. And I think that led to a lot of my quitting, I guess you could say. When we did Weight Watchers way back in the day, it was like why do I keep saying like?
I don't know. You normally don't.
It was like
What's wrong with you?
I used to in my 20s. Remember
Ugh.
when we worked at eTapestry? They all thought I was a blonde because I said like all the time. Back in our Weight Watcher days, we would like
Oh my God.
hopefully we can just cut this part out of it or just leave it
I
in.
promise she has vocabulary she uses.
So if we messed up and we just binged and we ate, let's say we were on Weight Watchers for our wedding and we were cake testing. Because, I mean, you want a cake test, but we're still on Weight Watchers because we're trying to lose weight.
And we did.
We did.
We were on Weight Watchers the entire time we were planning our wedding.
The whole time.
And
But
for those who don't know, we had a double wedding.
yes, it was beautiful. People still talk about it, other than us. And I think we ate a whole cake one time.
I'm sure we did.
And I don't think we quit that time. So this is probably a bad example, but there are times like that where it was just I failed.
Yeah.
And
All or nothing.
why even do this? Why am I doing this? I am not smart enough. I am not good enough.
I have a theory.
Can't do this
I have a theory of why we didn't quit at that time, though.
because of the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a very important
There was an
goal.
extrinsic,
Yes.
extrinsic motivation
Yeah.
that was still out there. Our why had not been achieved,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a date that was still looming. It wasn't going to move.
It was happening.
So that's my theory as to why. And I'm trying to think back when we would do the cake testing. So we would have a bite of it, but it's not. I don't remember those days being, well, I guess I just probably should go face first and everything I haven't been eating. Like that doesn't feel like
Yeah.
what I don't remember exactly, because you guys, it has been 19 years.
19 years, yeah.
At the time we were recording this, that we had that wedding. So it's been a bit, but I
We
don't.
don't look any older, by the way. She's laughing. I don't know why.
Far-fetched. Oh, I got this weird look. I wish we were recording ourselves, but I don't know, we couldn't figure that part out. We're too old for that. We need some young whippersnapper to come in here and figure all the technology out.
I actually told her this morning, I was like, we need to walk before we run.
Let's just figure out how to record our voices. Yeah, we came a bit of a path here, but I think we can wrap it up by just saying that there's a lot to this, and if you aren't doing the basics, there's not a Chuck Norris supplement. There's not a Chuck Norris message theme video that's going to get you there any faster. The most direct way, and the thing that's going to make you feel the best is just putting the right foods in your body most of the time.
Until next time, stay curious.
Keep experimenting.